And spawning in the top right hand corner of Tokamak, we have the blue Terran player, the blue Terran himself, the South Korean Terran representing Team Liquid. It is Cure. And spawning in the bottom left hand corner, we have the South Korean Protoss player, the red Protoss, representing Twisted Minds. It is herO. We go. So we are going to be settling in. Again, herO has been on fire as of late over the past, off-season of StarCraft. Cure likewise has been very active as well, very active during the set off-season, leading into our new season of GSL. Again, in recent times, he was having a bit of a harder time in PvP, but I'm excited to see what he has prepared for herO for the GSL. I mean, hey, we saw a crazy mech Cyclone build out of Beyond last game, which again we've never seen from him before. So what I'm getting, I'm ready for the factory. I'm ready for the mech. Gumiho whispering sweet nothings into Cure's ear. Like, you can do it, Pappy. Just make more Cyclones. Okay. I mean, it does work from time to time. I should emphasize that as well, that part of the reason why it works so well for Beyond was it was hidden for so long. And also on top of that, it's his reputation, right? Like, Beyond, he's not known for mech, he's not known for switching to mass Cyclone like that. So there's a lot of mind games that come into play there. Defying expectations. There we do have initial move outs. So far, stand opener, just gate expand or gate cyber expand from herO. Likewise, did have our double gas opener, so I should have pointed that out. Double gas opener by Cure, going for a faster factory, delayed CC on the high ground. And from here, that is a very early tech lab. Oh my god. Okay, so that is a tech lab before any factory units. You don't get faster than this. From here, we can go to early Cyclone, early tank. What do you have for us? As Cure is being hyper aggressive. Shuts down the probe. There it is, Cyclones on the way. Now this is going to be Cyclone into a second Cyclone or Cyclone into a tank. But again, this is very aggressive here from Cure. Should be going into a medevac, into an early drop. And herO for the time being is unaware, as he wasn't able to get into the main for the initial scout. Doesn't know whether or not it was double gas. There's going to be reactor marine production. Is aware of that. Knocks down the depot. Okay, supply box Cure. Uh-oh. And he gets a full scout. He sees everything. He sees the tech lab. He knows. He's aware. Here comes the medevac. First Cyclone has arrived. Behind this, do we get a second Cyclone? Do we get a tank? Cure is trying to hunt down the initial units. Oh, add-on swap. Okay, so Cyclone into add-on swap instead. From here, we can go into Banshee play. Adept is found. Yep, Cloak Banshee. So Cyclone drop into Cloak Banshee. The aggression persists, continues here for Cure. Back at home, we do see herO playing safe. We can see a safety shield battery. Again, because he saw the early tech lab, he knows that something's coming his way. So he's setting up back at home. 3 gates. So 3 gates set up at Robo here, all on 2 bases. Delayed third base for herO. And Curie does find one Stalker, does get the lock on. And the Stalker is going to go down. Massive pickoff already. Takes out one of the Stalkers. Heads into the mineral line. Gets 1 probe. But just the one. Marines left behind. And doesn't get... Oh, barely gets 2 probes. And Curie does get some damage. He also scares herO into delaying his third base. And behind this, we're not done. Here comes the tank production. So tanks are amassing. Banshees are moving out. Now, because herO is playing safe, he already has a robo, which means he already has access to detection. Doesn't have an observer yet, but he can always make one and chrono one out. Likewise, remember, no Twilight Council. Oh, sorry, there is a Twilight Council. Blink is done. My apologies. Blink is done. Cyclone did make it back home in time. Tank is in position. Banshee's moving in. Oh, here he gets pinned against the wall, bleeds out one Stalker. Oh, two Stalkers even, bit of miscontrol. Two Stalkers go down. Banshees, they still have yet to pull the trigger. We have one Banshee on either side of the map. Third Banshee on the way. Here he does have one observer. It's moving out as well. Here dropping into the main. And here he does get into the mineral line. Yes, Visa being one shot. 3, 4, 5 SCV kills so far. Getting up to 6. Getting to 7. Banshee moves in. Banshees are moving in. Observer is not quite in position. The observer is across the map. Ay, ay, ay. Probes are going down. And there's a recall. He has to recall back home. And he will deal with this. Oh. He's up the first Banshee. Recall was spent. Cure, he sneaks up on the third base. Remember, he had the early tanks. And Cure is pulling Cure apart. He wants a cancellation. He wants to deny the third. Here he missed the drop. He missed the bush. There's a cancel. And here's hurting. Here he's in a lot of trouble here. Prism getting called out. Third base is denied. And Curie's got 2 tanks. He wants the Immortal. And not bad. Does get some free damage. Tanks getting within range of the Cybercore. And here is just being bullied here by Cure. As the first Colossus does arrive. Oh god, the target firing. Colossus goes down. Gets one swipe if that's. Ay, ay, ay. Colossus does 4. The tank count also going to get reset. Here he's barely holding on. He's down to 4 Stalkers. Prism did survive. Ooh, doesn't save the Stalker. Yeah, 1 second too late. Saves 1. And here, sure, he's holding on, but he's on 2 bases. He's stuck on 2 bases from here. Cure, he can keep going. Here he can get a 3rd CC. He gets 11, 12 probe kills in the main. The one Banshee with 17 kills. 18. Banshee finally goes down. And here is just being crippled. He's just been pulled apart here. Again, just hyper aggression out of Cure. And here could not keep up. Initially he was keeping up with the Banshees, but it was all distraction for the main tank push. And now here is all in. Here at this point he's all in. Charge is done. He does have his Immortal. Going for the Dark Shrine. I mean, again, here he's getting desperate. Dark Shrine is on the way. Does cancel Extendable Lance. Does get that refund. Warping in as much as he can. But breaking this position is not going to be easy. There's just so much. There we go. Boys are being pulled. Hopping up there on the tanks. Does drop them back on the high ground. Immortal goes to the tanks as well. Gets 1. Takes down 1. Takes down both tanks just barely. 15 SCV kills. But Cure holds. And Cure's still in a better position. Cure, he does drop down to 39 workers, but he does have a 3rd CC on the way. And now, good. And he does even up the worker count. Takes down 3, 4, 5 more probes. Secure stimming in. Oh, no, not again. Not again. And GG gets called just before the Colossus goes down. And Cure, he will take game number 1. Whew, GG. GG, well played. Just hyper aggression out of Cure here. Borderline 2-base all in basically from Cure, opening up with his double gas into a faster Tech Lab, faster Starport, into early Cyclone, into Banshee play, just fully pulling herO apart. Very aggressive there by Cure, and with that, GG, Cure takes the lead. Again, he was playing blind for the most part. He had to just react to what was coming his way, and in the end he was torn apart by the aggression of Cure. And we'll see if herO can recover. We'll see if herO attempts to prioritize scouting a little bit more, playing safer, or turning the tables and being the aggressor instead. Let's go. So getting into game 2 and spawning in the top left-hand corner of Maganatha, we have the South Korean Terran player, the Blue Terran, representing Team Liquid, leading the series 1-0. It is Cure. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have the South Korean Protoss player, the Red Protoss, representing Twisted Minds. It is herO. Go. And again, herO, he just had a very hard time scouting and getting a read on what Cure was up to. As a result, much earlier scout. Here he sends a probe across the map immediately this time, as he will slip into the main. Second SCV does get pulled down. Third SCV, jeez. Already forcing a reaction. Does check the main, scouts the initial gas. Does scout the initial gas geyser, and does scout a much more economic opener. So just one gas here. Here he's fully aware. Now he's in position to block the expansion, and this makes more sense. Again, we're loading into Maganatha. Maganatha is the largest map of the map pool. So Cure, after a very aggressive game 1, single gas, racks, expand, economic, slower start in game 2. So there it is. Here he confirms, of course, is an economic opener. Oh, I say that. Marine into Tech Lab, okay. Now, because of the economic opener, herO, he's going to be tempted to go Adept first. Yep, there we go. Speaking of, Adept is on the way, and he's going to be tempted to go across the map and try to delay and try to punish the economy. Cure, with the counter, is going into Tech Lab into early Concussive Shell Marauders. The goal here is to catch the Adept, is to catch the first couple of gateway units and try to punish herO for being too aggressive. So this is predicated on the idea that herO's going to move out with the Adept and move out with the Stalkers. And here he's known for being aggressive, so Cure, because he knows he just got scouted, he's expecting aggression from herO. So really nice response out of Cure. If herO was more passive, if he was more defensive, then this wouldn't really be worth it. This would be less effective for Cure. He is aware of herO's tendencies. Adept does scouts, does spots, and has to get the hell out of here, force a recall, and will recall in time. Whew, saves the Adept, and with that, Cure, this was not as worth it. Again, here he was so quick to respond, he saves the first unit, and now he's setting up. He pulls back the Stalker, and Cure, he read herO's response well, but wasn't able to punish. You could argue, oh, just force wasted energy on a recall, I suppose, but I would say still better for herO. Shield batteries on the way. herO's getting ready for the counter attack. Cure's moving in. And here he's ready. He's ready. Behind this we have our 3-1-1 setup. That is going to be a Rax before Starports. Uh-oh. Okay, I mean, Cure, again, he was hyper-aggressive last game. This looks like the beginning of an all-in. We'll see how delayed the Starport is going to be, but basically, we're delaying the Starport, we're delaying Medivacs in favor of early Stim. In favor of Sim, the Reactor and the Marines, just more bioproduction here. Just a heavy commitment into nothing but units, nothing but army. And Hallucination confirms. Yeah, big scout here from herO. He does see the lack of Starport. Behind this here, getting a third Nexus. I believe 2 gate? No, 3. So 3 gate blink into a third Nexus, no gases, no robo. This is a more economic start, which is fine. Remember, this does hit a little bit later, but herO has to be ready for the move out, ready for the sim timing. Honestly, I feel like going into Forge and Charge from here would be ideal. It would be risky to go into Colossus. But we'll see how herO responds. So here we go. Here he moves out to meet the army. And this does scream 2-base all-in, by the way. Safety turret, just in case it's DT. I mean, DTs would be a good way to punish an all-in, for sure. So Curie's getting ready for DT response, and there we go, the boys are being pulled, so it's just straight up 2-base all-in here from Cure. As we did mention, herO comes in from behind, he does backstab. And herO, does he have a recall? He does, yeah. Recall is available. Catches a tank, oh my god, tank goes down. Delaying reinforcements. At the same time, back up, yep, there's the recall. Does recall in time. Nice force field, slowing down the push. Tanks are a little bit too far back, but they're within range of the army. Oof. Does blink away, but tanks not within range of the Nexus. And again, every second counts, every second helps herO. So you see here, just biding his time, playing it slow. There we go, there's the Unsiege. Ooh, and just as the Unsieges dives on the army, gets a first tank. There's 1 tank left. The boys are pulled. And remember, Cure's all in. We can afford to lose some workers. Here he trades well. There's barely any bio army left. Does kite back. And herO holds. herO holds here. He shuts this down. And remember, Cure, he has 29 SCVs back at home. He barely has an economy. There's just not much left. Takes down the final tank. Curie's racing back home. He's down to what? He's down to 3 Marauders, down to 8 Marines. And this time herO knew. What I'm referring to, if you remember game 1, herO, he skipped his sentry. So herO, he had no hallucination scout. herO had no idea what was happening game 1. Here coming into game 2, herO, he was all over Cure, making sure he was just fully aware of the build, of the follow-up. Here he scouted the initial CC first. He also scouted the 2-base all-in follow-up as well. So he had a brutal response. And he's here to end it. He's here to break the natural. Another tank. Tank rallies in. And GG gets called. herO ties up the series 1-1. Forcing the ace match. GG. Whew. Here we go. As we are getting into the ace. Cure's playing weird. Where's the Adepts? If you recall, the Adepts did recall back home. I think Cure's early game was, I mean, it all made sense. It all kind of like pieced together here. When it came to the all-in, unfortunately got scouted. If you remember here, he saw the three rack setup before the starport, so he was fully aware what was happening. Really saw backstab there by herO as well. He was able to punish. Likewise, he was holding onto a recall to recall back home in time. And when it came to the defense back at home, what was clutch there were the force fields. Remember, the force fields, they did zone away the army, and they forced the tanks to siege up out of range of the Nexus, right? Out of range, just a little bit too far back. On top of that, we spoke about the map itself. We spoke about Maganatha, how because this map is the largest map of the map pool, it does hinder all-ins. It means that all-ins are even harder to pull off. Not impossible, but even harder on Maganatha. I think the idea there, I would imagine, especially with opening up Racks Expand as we get into game 3, but opening up Racks Expand, I would imagine the idea is that he was maybe hoping that herO would be a little bit more lax when it came to scouting and would assume something more economic. But as we saw, he saw everything. herO saw everything with that GG. GG, well played. And now we are stepping into game number 3, the ace match, and spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of lane lines, we have the blue Terran player, the South Korean Terran, representing Team Liquid. It is Cure. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the red Protoss player, the red Protoss himself, representing Twisted Minds. It is herO. Just sack the third and save the probes. No, you can afford to lose workers there. Remember, Cure, he pulled the boys. So Cure was all in. So you can afford to pull your own to defend, to survive, to maintain the third base because you're still ahead. You still take lead. Meanwhile, early probe scout out of herO. herO does scout the double gas. Is aware of what's going on. Is aware of the more aggressive build this time from Cure. Very similar to game 1. This time delayed CC. But unlike game 1, herO scouts. Remember, in game 1, Cure, he was able to fully wall off. He was able to deny any kind of scouting, so herO was playing blind. Not this time. Here we go. What is the worst map in the pool? Why is it Lost Fantasy? The worst map in the pool is Torches. What do you mean? What are you talking about? Oh, no. What I will say is the most vetoed maps in the map pool, in my mind, are a tie between Torches and Lost Fantasy. Just because we equally don't see those two maps barely at all. I say that we did actually cast both Lost Fantasy and Torches over the weekend, but those were in best of 5s. In best of 5s, we see them. In best of 3s, it's rare. It's very rare to see Lost Fantasy and Torches. But that's also, it's always why it's appreciated whenever we do get to experience them in those like longer series. Always do appreciate it. In my mind, the biggest reason why Lost Fantasy is an issue is how defensive it is. On Lost Fantasy, it's very easy to turtle and to macro up and to force a longer later game. I would say Lost Fantasy is probably the most defensive map in the map pool, more than any other. Like, even like take Maganatha for example. Maganatha is a large map, but there are so many attack pods on Maganatha, and the bases are very isolated and spread out as well. So it is more difficult to defend on a 4 base and 5 base setup on Maganatha than it would be on Lost Fantasy. Meanwhile, Torches is just like rush map. Torches is the smallest map in the map pool, hyper aggressive. But right now, both Lost Fantasy and Torches are the most vetoed maps. Torches, for those who don't know, is the rush map. It's a very short. It's like El Dorado, but like half the size. Like very short rush distance by air and by ground. Also, there are the center goal bases, and the low ground base is very exposed. So very often players are avoiding those two maps, as they are the two, I would say, most extremes: Lost Fantasy and Torches. But here we go. Once again, winding it back, it was a double gas opener into an early tank. In game 1, it was early Cyclone, but this we're going for an early tank into an early tank push. Here we go. Cure, he is committing. Now, herO, he is somewhat aware what's going on. Behind this did go 2-gate blink, though. Greedy build out of herO. 2-gate blink into a third. I would say that Cure, he has a high chance of breaking through. We'll see if he can. Does siege, and he's going for the third. He wants a third base. And again, herO, he did open up quite greedily here. He now has a third gate on the way, shield batteries as well, but the base is going to be denied. Massive pick off. That's all the Cure needed. He denies a third, he backs off. Behind this is going into Banshee play. And so far, a successful attack from Cure. As long as he gets away. herO, he's hunting down that tank. Uh-oh. herO trying to hunt him down. Does spot the army. Second tank has arrived. herO, oh, threatening a dive. Tanks do siege. herO, he has to respect it. And again, herO trying to catch reinforcements. herO moving out. Both armies, they pass by each other. Uh-oh, and there's nothing here. There's nothing at home. Remember, there's no cloak on the Banshees. We're going for the base trade. SCV is going to be going down. herO, he commits across the map, going for the natural. herO gets 7 SCVs, has yet to recall. Trying to buy time. He holds a line here at the shield battery. Shield battery goes down. herO, there's the recall. No shield battery. Likewise, though, this army is smaller than what it should be. Reinforcements are back at home. And he goes to the blink, goes to the dive, takes down 1, takes down 2. Yeah, both tanks go down, and herO, he holds. Whew. herO, he holds on. Again, he crippled the economy of Cure. And Cure, he will lose everything here. Again, ideally, Cure, these reinforcements would have bolstered the army, and then Cure could have broken the natural, but he was forced to keep this back home because of the counterattack. So that Stalker counterattack, it allowed herO to win that fight. It didn't mean that Cure was stuck at home. And Cure, he only fought with half his army. And now he only has half left. Uh-oh. The bunker's still on the way. herO, he can avoid the natural and go straight into the main. He wants it, though. He wants the tank. And he gets it. Tank goes down. Bunker does complete, but herO, he can rotate. There is a tank on the high ground. Is that tank? herO, he has to play it careful. Bleeds out a Stalker. Denies the add-ons. Gets 1. And gets both tech labs. Very nice. herO pulls away. herO does pull away. And unfortunately, this time Cure has no cloak. There's no cloak here for Cure, so he can't quite go in. Is being deterred, is being denied. And Cure's in a rough position. Unfortunately, Cure, he was basically hyper committed on 2 bases, like borderline all in. And for him to bleed out those tanks earlier, for him to bleed out the add-ons as well, he's being delayed. It's being delayed, he's being denied. herO can now re-expand. Yes, on the one hand, herO did lose the 3rd base at the start of the game, which was brutal. And it would have been even worse if he didn't catch the army, but he did. herO, he cleaned up the army, now he can re-expand. Cure working in his own 3rd TC. herO with a stronger economic setup. And unfortunately, this game, the Banshees, they didn't pay for themselves. The Banshees, we're down to 2. Oh, Banshee slips into the main. And we'll get some workers. And again, this is very necessary damage for Cure. It's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 probes. Not bad. 7. Oh my god. 7 probe kills. Not a bad trade here for the Banshee. Meanwhile, with the Storm Jump, oh my god. Storm Jump does equalize 7 SCVs. herO, calm down. Goes to the Storm, going for the Archon follow-up. Again, no Colossus this time, going into Storm instead. Now trying to force some friendly fire, but the tank thankfully does unsiege. Oof. To 11 SCVs. herO building up his army, now going for the Bay, now going for Colossus. From here, herO can get a 4th base, can expand. herO, he has map control. He spots the 3rd. herO's moving in. And herO does have enough to break this 3rd base. How many storms? 2. 2 High Templar. 2 High Templar. Gonna be at least 2 storms. I say that, actually a 3rd High Templar arrives. Observer gets caught. Decent setup here from Cure, but the numbers just aren't there. Again, he just bled out so much in the process. Storm on the fire. Oh my god, punishing the whole position. Does punish. Miss rally out a herO. Bleeds out an Immortal. Okay, Cure, he's holding. He's holding on. Here behind this, expanding, getting a 4th base. Again, here, he doesn't have to break this position. He doesn't have to go in. He can just calm down. Oh no! Can't just calm down. Picks off the Widow Mines. Shaving off some units. As he expands. There's only one tank left. Here he has another High Templar. He has another Storm. What does he go for? He does go for the Bio. Yeah, Brutal Storm of the Marines. Another Storm as well. And that may just be enough. There are 4 Archons going for the warp in. And GG gets called. Here he breaks the third base. And herO will take the series 2-1. GG. Whew. GG, well played. Here he does claim the series. Again, he had a really strong start, lining it back. Like he was able to move out, able to sneak up on the third base. Remember, even though herO scouted double gas, he went 2 gate blink into a third base. Very greedy build there by herO. He was punished for it. He was punished. He lost the third. But what did he do after that? He counterattacked. Remember, initially he was hunting the main army and he wasn't able to. His goal was to try to catch the first tank and medevac before reinforcements joined up, but he failed to do so. So he has some really nice movement. He reinforced his army, and then he chose one of 2 things: either come back home or keep pushing. And he kept pushing, and then we had a weird base trade. We had a weird base trade where herO was able to counterattack and get into the natural. He got 7 SCVs, and more importantly, he also contained the reinforcements. He made sure that he was stuck at home with his reinforcements, and then he recalled. He recalled in time to defend, and got picked apart. He got picked apart. Ideally, if herO was more passive with his army, then could have been able to reinforce, and most likely wins. Like he probably wins that game. Like he would have 100% had enough to have broken that natural because of how greedy herO was. But that Stalker counterattack did ensure that herO was safe. GG, well played. With that, herO does claim the series and does advance on into the winners match. Let's go. Let us go. But again, a very intense back and forth there. Did go to the ace match, and let's catch up on the group itself, on the matches. Here we go. Initially, Bjorn takes down herO 2-0, advancing onto the winners match. herO likewise takes down Cure, and now we have our matches ready for us. It's going to be Bjorn versus herO in the winners match. It's going to be Rogue versus Cure in the elimination match to determine the first players out of the group, out into the semis and out of GSL. Oh boy. So 3 best of 3s remaining.